Driving off.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. NHPUK here, 6 p.m. So, Albanians. So, it's come recently. They found that 40% of the people coming over in the past 6 weeks have been Albanian. And they are using the main excuse that they're using, and I have reported on this before, is that they're being trafficked. Because these people are traffickers, but they're being trafficked, which gets them leave to stay here. How do we know that? Well, let's look at Altonia Scania, who killed Emily Jones. She came here on the back of a lorry, claimed she was being trafficked, and then it got found out after an investigation that she wasn't. She lied, and she still had leave to stay here until this year. Even a couple of years after she got found out, she still had leave to stay here. And then obviously she ended up killing Emily Jones. Picture up, you can see loads of drug gangs. If you Google up Albanian, the connection with Class A drugs, cocaine and stuff like that is exceptional. They are the drug dealers of Europe. Good evening, Sandwich Bar. They are the drug dealers of Europe, and it's scary days. And I also reported on a crime. An Albanian got executed over a 10 grand weed grow. Over a 10 grand weed grow, he got executed. Point blank range with a double barrel shotgun. Point blank range, double barrel shotgun. And he was lured to the northeast, Hartlepool, and he was executed. Point blank range, sawn off, double barreled shotgun over a 10 grand weed grow. These guys don't mess about. You mess with them, you get shot, killed, executed. And well, there's so many in this country. Obviously, Albania isn't any war-torn country, but through the stuff like the European Court of Human Rights, I'll put it in a link in it again, trafficked persons. How the UNHCR is helping victims of human trafficking. While the UNHCR does not have a specific mandate on supporting victims of trafficking and smuggling, it is recognised that victims of potential victims of smuggling with aggravating circumstances or trafficking may in some cases be persons of concern to the UNHCR. So what they're saying, what these people are saying is that they've been trafficked. That all of a sudden gives them all the rights and everything to be due process. They have to they put up in hotels. As you would have watched last night, Stephen Pat was talking about the 1951 UN Refugee Convention, and this is part of it. This is part of it. So as soon as they say they're being trafficked, it goes into a different league, and then they have to investigate the claim, and then they're here. They're not in prison anywhere, so they can just abscond, which we've got now. We've got a lot of immigrants here who just don't pay into the system. They're not paying taxes. They're working cash in hand or whatever. It really needs to be sorted out, because if it carries on like this, we'll end up being a country with no money. So when I get into power, I'll be cracking down on this. I'll be going to tooth and nail on these kind of people who are blatantly doing all this. Obviously, the sooner we come out of the UNHCR and all the other conventions and stuff like that, we'll be in a better position. But this is what we're faced with, the Ukrainians. So it's nothing new. It's nothing new. I told you that Albanians was coming. when I talked about Emily Jones, because it linked to Albania. And I talked about Albanian gangs. I talked about how they're here, coming over here, doing their words over here. The picture, as you can see in the background, is different gangs who got caught. From around the UK in the previous years. Now, these won't go back 20 years. Probably the oldest one of these would be 10 years, as in the time it goes back, because this time, this is where we've been getting most of them in the past 10, 15 years. So just watch out. You know what I mean? This is the level that we're going to now. And remember, when they execute you, it's just sawn off shotgun, point blank range to the head. That's how he died. But I just wanted a quick video to explain the dangers of even immigrants who come here from non-war-torn countries. If you know Peter Sweden, you'll know that he talks about the crime in Sweden a lot and how bad it is and stuff like that. And it's all linked to these kind of immigrations. Albania, sorry, I think most of the Albanians here are crooks and gangsters. There might be some women and children, but I think the crooks and gangsters outnumber them by far. Remember, 40% of the people coming on dinghies, and they're all men. There's no women. There ain't Albanian women or kids there. They're all men. And they're just using that clause to get out. So we need to get out of these clauses, guys. We need to get out of these conventions and stuff like that. Otherwise, we're just going to drown in blood. But thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be here Thursday talking about the colonisation of British history and the rewriting of British history. And we're going to start with Mary Seacole. I'm going to talk about David Osologa. He's a MBE or BE or something. He's a history professor, a history don at Manchester, teaches history, but he teaches lies and false history. That's what he does. But we're going to go through this in a few episodes, but that'll be on Thursday. And I promise I will be doing something Sunday. Maybe off to Blackpool Saturday for the drag queen story time. I hear that it's been cancelled in Rochdale. Evening, Roch. Yes, Sally, I hope you're all right, darling. The drag queen story, I've heard Rochdale's been cancelled, but Blackpool is still on Saturday, and I think I'll be going. So we'll see more for that. But anyway, PayPal, bank account details at the bottom. We have a website coming soon. So please tune in, likes, subscribe to all my social media and stuff like that. Follow me on Facebook. Just a quickie about let's welcome to the Albanians. There's some links in the video. Let me just double check. Yeah, there's links in the video. There's a wiki link to crime in Sweden, the rising crime in Sweden. A Telegraph link, the Sun. They're all the links are there. Just have a look at them. But just Google up Albanian drug dealers, gangsters, traffickers. We are absolutely being drained of all our money and resources. If we don't do something now, it's going to be, even though we think we're a rich country, we're not going to be a rich country. All our resources have been drained away by immigrants, and a lot of it, unlike the old time immigration where they stayed here and put money back into here, none of it now. A majority of the money that's made in England goes straight abroad from any country of these people coming. And obviously, they've got houses in them countries, and they go back to them, and then come here. They go back to them and come here. It's just a joke. Quicker we get out of all these things, the better. Vote NHPUK. Let's get some councillors in. Let me dominate Oldham and end up becoming the council leader. That'd be funny. That'd be funny. But thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on Thursday. So thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, Peter.